systems. So in the earlier classes, I had discussed what is manufacturing planning and control. Manufacturing control and planning is that as soon any industry receive the production or they receive the order, and the main important thing is the production control engineer will come into the picture. The production control engineer and production planning engineers, these are two important engineers. They will be into into this. Now the planning is one. They are going to schedule 3M: man, material, and method of using the machines. So how many people required for this particular process? Who is expertise in this? This will be dealing with the manpower. And the material is that the availability of raw material, that is one. And the method of manufacturing. What method of manufacturing? Which machine have to be used for this particular job, and what are the additional works we have to do onto the material before we send it to the machines. All these will be planned properly, and they are going to have the discussion, and they are going to implement it into the plant. And here one consideration one has to see, the whole planning will be based on the expertise of a planning engineer. The same kind of production unit having at different location, they may have the different product planning sheets, because the production planning engineers will be different. They will be producing this based on their experience and the expertization. So due to this, what happens, some of the industries, they are unable, they are not able to give their output in a scheduled amount of time. So due to this, what happened, they have to, these people, what they have to do, due to this, what happened, we are going to incline towards the computer method of planning. So the computer method of planning, here a lesser amount of effort of a planning engineer, and it will be a standard method, and universally anyone can use it, because a standard software will be used. And now let us come to the manual method. In the manual method, the planning engineer, what they have to do, they have to interpretation of the design drawing. First, they have to analyze the drawing, and what kind of material will be used, and what is the dimensional, and what is the tolerance they have to give, and what is the surface finish required. All these I had discussed in the previous class. The choice of process and sequence. So which process have to be used, and sequence is the the operation have to be done first. For example, I have to go for the threading on a multi-steel rod. Then first they have to do the planing operation. The plane turning they have to do. Once after that, we can go for the threading operation. The plane turning operation is the first prerequisite, and then next the threading operation. These are the two sequences I told. Or simply, already the plane turning has been done, I want to go for the threading operation. The end tapping and the hole drilling have to be done. The tap drilling it is called, or pilot hole. The pilot holes are the reference holes. Those will be used in order to keep the material or the job in the lathe, to make it self-centered, so that the centering is not required. The lesser amount of work will be needed to upload the material, so that they can do a turning at faster rate. Okay, so this is how the choice of the process and the sequence. The choice of equipment, if it is so, and what kind of equipment have to be used, and whether these equipments are available in the company organization. If they are not available, you have to analyze, and how many products we need to do, and yearly, monthly, and weekly, how many products we are repeatedly doing it for the entire 1 year. Based on that, we can take the decision whether we have to invest over the machineries, or we have to give it to the vendors outside. Okay, this is what the choice of the equipment, and choice of tool, dies, modes, fixtures, and the gauges. And this is very, very important stage. And sometimes we need to hold the material, we need to hold the tools for a specific operation, and what kind of dies and the tools, and somewhere the operation. If we are talking about the sheet metal operation, there we require to incline towards more the die operations. So whether these dies are available or not, and these are not available, and whether we can able to fabricate it within our shop or give it outside for the tool room to get done this work. Okay, and the dies like these molds and fixtures and gauges and all these we have to think about, the planner has to do. And method, the analysis method. Okay, the analysis method is, the workplace layout. What is the available workplace layout, and how many the small tools are available, whether any hoist and lifts are available to lift the heavy parts. Okay, and if it is the assembly how to be done, and how, in what fashion the main part to be located, and how the sub part to be located around the person he is working going for the assembly operation. All these he has to sequentially give the process route, which includes all these analysis method also. And setting up work standards. The setting of work standard is one. See, the measuring technique required for the different the materials will be different. For example, I am going to do a leak-proof container. I want to do a leak-proof container. The testing how it can be done. We are going to test the leakage by filling the air inside this. Okay, I want to measure the dimensions of the bigger container. Just in the previous class, I told a pi tape. A pi tape will be used, wherein the pi tape will be giving you the perimeter as well as parallelly it will be giving you the diameter also. So like that, different processes and different materials require different measuring systems, and measuring techniques in order to go for the testing. So all these, how we can able to standardize them in the given operation, that has to be decided by the planner. And choice of cutting tools and the cutting conditions. And this is very important one. As I told you in the previous class also, repeatedly I am telling, the CNC machines, they are not using the simple cutting tools as how we are going to use in our training of lathe. In the training of lathe, we are using, if the tool is not having very active cutting edge, we are going to grind it and reload it into the lathe for the cutting operation. And in the CNC machines and all, this will not be done. This technique will not be used. Once the cutting, the active cutting edge of the cutting tool is over, and it has to be replaced by the other one, or automatically the tool changeover will takes place in the CNC machine. Okay, and now for a particular job, and what should be the speed, feed, and depth of cut, and there are a lot of research work going on this. Okay, so here the speed, feed, depth of cut, all this will be decided by the planner. He should have little idea about the material characters and the tool characters and the methodology. All these they should have. So due to this, what happened? The different organizations, they are going to do the planning of the same material or same the process. Then the process planning will be different, because it is totally dependent on the process planner expertise and his experience. So that we need to go for the computer aided process planning. Okay, CAP, CAPP. What is this CAP? CAP is computer aided process planning. And here the skill of the planner is not important. Here we are going to use the standard methods by application of the computers, by application of some of the programs which are already stored in the computer. And here another problem, the shop floor, people who are working, they need not to trade up once again, because for example, I have prepared a process sheet in which a particular operation to be done by a person, and what happened, the person is retired or he has not come. Then how to plan and how to give this particular, assign this particular work to others, that is also very important. Otherwise what happens, the whole process will be stopped down. So all these internal problems can be avoided by having this computer aided process planning. Okay, the computer aided process planning. And before I go to the computer aided process planning, let me have what are the benefits of the computer aided process planning. process rationalization and the standardization. And I told you, it is an automated process planning, and it leads to more logical and consistent process plan, so that the manual process cannot able to give this. So since it is a standard, the results are, it leads to the lower cost of the manufacturing process and lesser lead time, and the product will be having very good quality. These are the benefits. Okay, lesser manufacturing cost, definitely the cost of the material will be reduced, because the process what we have prepared is very optimal one. And the second one, the manufacturing lead time, MLT will be reduced, because the material which will be spending in the shop floor and some part of the materials which have been already completed will be in the shop floor until the whole process is completed, whole lot is completed. Otherwise we cannot schedule the, or we cannot plan to give it to the outside people. Okay, customers, it is not possible to give to the customer unless I complete. So till then, all the unfinished material, the finishing material and the raw material, all this will be waiting in the workshop. It leads to the manufacturing lead time. And here the manufacturing lead time will be reduced, and the cost of the process will be reduced. So the cost of the material will be reduced. Hence the cost of the product will be reduced. And the product quality will be very good, because we are going to have a proper process plan. This is about process rationalization and standardization, and increase productivity of process planners. So definitely the process planner involvement in this to the micro level will be very, very less, because the computer will be used as an application to do this work. Do assigned work will be done by the computer itself, with a lesser number of or lesser amount of input data. Only the process planner duties that, even though we have got all the process plans, the detailed process plan from the computer, a process planner has to be there in order to dry test it. A dry test or acid testing is one, whether the process plan which has been prepared by the computer or automated system is correct or not. Okay, that to see that the process planner is required, definitely the productivity of the process planner will be increased. The lesser amount of work he will be spending here, and so many process sheets he can inspect. Okay, the process sheet which you may be consuming weeks together or months together or days together can be completed in a fraction of hours, so that he can do some other assigned job, okay, instead of working on the same. And reduce the manufacturing lead time for the process planning. Okay, reduce lead time for the process planning. So as I told you, I'm not talking about the manufacturing lead time. Reduce lead time for the process planning. The process planning, as I told you, to prepare the sheet, it will take a little, the couples of hours or couple of days by the manual method, and since it is prepared by the computer, it will be standard one, and amount of time it is taken will be very less, so that there will be reduction in the process planning time and improved legibility. And computer preparation prepared route, the sheets will be standardized, and this is, once we talk about the computer softwares for the application of manufacturing and processing, it will be global system. Globally the same standards will be used, so that manual preparation of route will be the manually a process planner is going to read this sheet will be very easier. Anyone can able to read these sheets since they are standardized. It is not a specifically planner's decision. It is a computer aided decision. Okay, incorporation of other planning programs. So here, along with this, computer aided process planning, there is a facility and the possibility to interface other application softwares. Maybe for the cost estimation you take, or we may be having work standards, and I want to transfer the drawing from the some standard modeling software to this CAP. Okay, all these, the standard bill of material, all these possibilities are there in order to interface with the CAP. Okay, it is incorporation of other application programs. And this computer aided process planning, I'm audible to you? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Varun has come.
Yes, sir. Network problem ಇತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
Varun, what about your fees? You have paid, huh?
Yes, sir. I paid.
Huh?
Pay ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ sir. 50,000 I paid.
Okay. I'll talk to the teacher. I'll let you see that. Huh? And actually, strictly they told who they have not paid the fees, they should not be allowed. So that I'm asking. Huh? And immediately after this,
ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಭಾಸ್ಕರ್ ಸರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರು ಸರ್ ಅಲೌಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
Okay, sir. Who they are not allowed, please don't attend the class. And the computative process planning, there are two computative process planning systems. One is retrieval and another one is a generative cap. And retrieval cap and the generative cap, before I get into this, retrieval is whatever the data which is available in our computer, our system, that will be retrieved, that will be modified, and that will be taken into a process plan. The whole meaning of retrieval cap. You are understanding me? Retrieval cap is the data is available. The similar kind of data is already available, and I am going to retrieve them and to make suit with my production planning, and that will be that process sheet will be used. That process route will be used. That will be a retrieval. Generative is one. Already so much of here we are going to use the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is one. Here for this particular type of production as an input, and what suitable things can be selected from the available data, that will be done by the system itself. That will be a generative. I request you to try to understand the retrieval cap and the generative cap. These are very, very important. Explain that what is a cap and explain different cap approaches or different cap models. Retrieval cap and the generative cap. Retrieval is one. Here the information shall be retrieved, and if it is suitably required to do small editing, that editing will be done by manual method, and it will be again rescheduled for the production. And generative is one. Generate. We are going to create the new one. Generate. For the generation of this, we are going to use the high level computer applications like artificial intelligence and neural networking. And this artificial intelligence and neural networking, a similar kind of GT, group technology, and the group coding, already these are available in the database. That will be selected by the system itself. That is called a generative cap. This is what I wanted to discuss. The retrieval cap. Okay, so the retrieval cap, I'll explain this by using the sheet. And in this retrieval cap, preparatory stage. This preparatory stage is very important for the process planner. And now here the selection of the GT and the coding will be done in the beginning stage. So that means, for example, how a 30 mm rod, a 30 mm MS rod on which I have to do the turning operation. A 30 mm rod on which I have to do the turning operation, and you see the GT code, geometrical, the group technology and geometric coding. That means some of the informations which are required for the continuing operation that we are going to collect. And after this, you prepare the standard process sheet for the part families. So for example, I have 3 different parts. 3 different parts are there. One is family is MS rod. I have to go for the planing operation. And another one, a 40 mm MS rod is there. I have to go for the turning operation. And another one MS rod is there, a 60 mm diameter. I want to go for the key slot operation. So there are 3 important families. One is a turning operation family, and the other one is a threading operation family, and another one is a key slot operation family. So the process plan have to be clearly mentioned the standard process plan for the part families. Okay, once after the part families are completed, and this particular part is available already in the database of our industry or database of our organization software. And it consists of, already I told you, the generative retrieval system, retrieval cap I'm talking about. The retrieval cap system, this is what he is going to retrieve. You can see that here, drive GT code number parts, search for the family files, and already have selected, and whether these are available in this or not, we have to search. Once these are available, those will be retrieved and a standard process plan will be executed. You can see that retrieve the standard GT code numbers, and these will be taken for the editing purpose. And once after the editing is done, then we have to go for the process planning. This is how. Okay, and if you want, you can write this much only, and this is the application software available in the database of our manufacturing software. Okay, and here the same thing I have given. What are the important things? First step, what the process planner has to do is that he has to classify and code the schemes for a company. That means it may be a turning operation. And we received so many orders. A particular order may be required so many subcomponent, and each subcomponent may have different operations. And the coding in the sense, for example, a 20 mm rod have to be made a plain turning, a 40 mm rod have to be made a plain turning. This will come under one group. Threading will be coming under other group, and heat treatment will go into the other group. Like that, we have to go for the GT group technology, and we have to prepare the code sheet for that. And after preparing this, you go for the part families, and all these, how many families we can do them. Okay, how many families, part families they are called. Okay, and these part families will be produced in the company itself based on the available database. And based on this, we are going to prepare the standard process plan. Okay, this standard process plan we are going to make. And once after doing this standard process planning, and important thing is that we have to search for this standard process plan, and the informations which will be including will be code scheme and part families. Okay, GT code number of the part which will be included, and this particular GT code of the part which is already existing in the database or not, that we have to see. Okay, once after looking into that, definitely the orders which are receiving from different companies may not have the same GT code number for the parts. Okay, and if it is not available, it is not so. What we can do is do small editing in the process sheet itself, and once again reschedule and place it, and it will be a retrieval cap system, retrieval computed process planning. That means already in the database some standard process sheets are available. These process sheets, familiar process sheets, a standard process sheet which will be selected by the planner, and if any small editing is required, he do the editing, and again it will be used as a process sheet. Since we are going to retrieve some of the informations which are available, okay, and these are available in the database, so that this is called the retrieval cap. Any problem you want to ask me, please ask me here. This is very, very important, retrieval cap. And this is what the planner has to do. This is what the planner is going to do. Okay. This is what the planner is going to do. Okay, very simple words I'll say. They are going to make a coding for the different operations. Based on the different operations, different processes, the GT coding and part families will be made. And these part families are compared with the standard process sheet. And once after comparing, for example, within available 100 process sheets in our GT coded plans, one sheet is very resembles to this. So that will be retrieved and a small editing will be done and that will be taken for the process planning. And this is called a process planning sheet, or it is simply we can say it is a root sheet. Gagan, Mandal, understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and please
Yes,
remember,
sir.
yeah, he is going to interface with this software by this, and this is what the job of the planner. As soon he receive the order, he is going to study the individual parts, and he is going to label the individual part families. Then after that, by using the GT, he is going to make a similar kind of families. Okay, these similar kind of families will be coded with the different numbers, code numbers, and those will be taken for the next process. Here what they do, they are going to recall the available information from the database, and that will be compared with this. Our input will be compared with this. And once after comparing, okay, you understood, once after comparing, what happens, the standard part families which are available in the GT coded numbers, those are available definitely, there is no change, then directly we are going to make the process standard sheet. Otherwise, the process planner will do small editing operation and it will be sent for the next process, so that the process planning sheet is ready. This is called a root sheet. This root sheet will be consisting of what is the raw material and how many people are required, what is the important expertization of the human worker required, if it is so, where he has to be, and what part preparation have to be prepared in the beginning, and what are the die and fixtures which are required, and how many hours the working have to be done at a specific machine, and based on the location of the machine will be decided. And after that, the final one is that he can able to produce the standard sheet. He has produced the standard sheet. Since we have retrieved the informations from the available database, it is called retrieval cap system. And if it is so, then next, what is the generative cap system? What is the generative cap system? The generative cap system is generative. As the name indicate, it is we are going to create process plan based on the logical procedure. Okay, logical procedure. And in this, we are going to use some kind of very application softwares, and we are going to use a field of expertization, and here more of artificial intelligence and neural networking. And here the only the thing is that the process planning inputs will be given by the process planner in the retrieval or generative cap system. In the retrieval system, the selection will be done by the manual method. Here the selection will be done by the artificial intelligence method. Very simple difference. Okay, there the selection will be done by the manual method. The appropriate changes will be done and this will be adopted. And in the generative, the computer itself will be selecting the appropriate procedure, then it will be adopting it. What is the meaning of adopting? Adopting means suitably whatever the changes are required, those will be done within the system itself. It will be adaptive system. Adaptive. That means based on the requirement, it can change its configurations. Okay, and this is what the capacity and the application of the artificial intelligence in the generative cap. Since the adaptive system will be generating the cap model itself by using some of the informations which are available in the database by using the artificial intelligence, so that it is called generative cap. Okay, generative cap. Any discussion you want to do? I will be giving you 2 minutes time. Kindly tell me if you have any problem with the generative cap and the retrieval cap. Very important. And very important, definitely you'll get the questions from this generative cap and the retrieval cap. Please, it is left to the discussion now. Okay, one of you please explain me what is the difference between the generative cap and the retrieval cap? How much you understood?